in Michigan, there is a battle, a war going on, if you will, to get a constitutional amendment to be put as a part of a ballot measure for the 2022 midterms. This is from Politico. Michigan group asks state court to put abortion rights measure on the November ballot. So Michigan is a very interesting state when it comes to the reversal or overturning of Roe v. Wade. There is theoretically a trigger ban in Michigan that was passed in 1931, nearly 90-year-old law that would go into effect if Roe v. Wade were overturned, which happened. But the governor, Gretchen Whitmer, tried to do put court injunctions on or whatever. Anyway, so people in Michigan are like, all right, let's just have a ballot measure. You know, Kansas had a ballot measure to whether or not they want to constitutionally ban abortion or not. Essentially, leave it up to the legislature, which in turn would ban it. And so people are like, let's try that again in Michigan because, again, access to abortion is extremely popular, even among Republicans. How else are they going to keep their numerous dozens of mistresses in line, right? So, anyway, let's read a little bit from this. A coalition of abortion rights groups in Michigan filled out an emergency complaint with the state's Supreme Court on Thursday, asking it to overturn the Board of State Canvassers' decision earlier this week and order their abortion rights amendment to be placed on the November ballot. The Reproductive Freedom for All group, which includes Planned Parenthood and the ACLU, argues that failing to put the measure on the ballot violates the rights of more than 750,000 people who signed petitions over the last several months. The group asked the court to act by September 7 to give the state adequate time to print and mail the ballots. Quote, can the Board of State Canvassers disenfranchise over 753,759 Michiganders by avoiding their clear legal duty to certify? The petition proposed by the Reproductive Freedom for All group, or there is no that, when the petition has collected well beyond the requisite signatures and meets all the statutory forms for petition requirements, the court's precedent says no, the filing states. So basically what happened is they got a petition signed up to get a ballot measure. Courts are like, right? They're just trying to run out the clock until this magical time happens where they can no longer edit the ballots before, because they're going to be printing them out or whatever anyway. So they're just trying to run out the clock. And now, obviously, I think it's pretty clear that, there's multiple ways to look into this, but I think it's pretty clear that if there was a direct ballot measure for whether or not abortion should be banned or legal or protected, is probably going to pass. I mean, Michigan is a little bit more of a purple state than Kansas, and Kansas even passed that fucking shit, right? So I think it's pretty clear that would happen. But of course, if it doesn't get on there, let's say it gets delayed until 2024 or whatever, that's still multiple years where, Republicans can do anything that they want to try to terrorize people throughout that time period. So it's really important that this kind of stuff happens, and it happens as soon as possible. The amendment, now in limbo, would insert permanent protections into the state's constitution, not only for abortion, but also for other reproductive health services, including miscarriage management, birth control, prenatal care, and in vitro fertilization. It will also stop the state's 1931 abortion ban from going back into effect should state courts uphold it in two pending cases involving lawsuits by Planned Parenthood and Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer. The ban, which has no exemptions for rape or incest, remains blocked by a lower county court. Now, again, Republicans in the state, specifically Republican district attorneys and prosecutors and so forth, are trying to just, get as many of their bogus lawsuits as they can to say, oh, look, we're gonna enforce this law, right? So it's, there's a battle going on, and the best possible thing here would just be throw it up to the ballot measure. Throw it up to the people that are going to be voting in the midterms, right? Isn't democracy a good thing? If abortion bans are so popular, right? Pro-life, we gotta love life or whatever, then most people are gonna, vote pro-life, right? Right? Wrong, actually, because the pro-life position actually isn't pro-life. Those are just a bunch of stupid fucking morons, a really loud and a really angry, but also really small minority of people that just want to turn everyone else that they don't like into second-class citizens, right? So anyway, obviously it should be on the ballot in November, but will it be remains uncertain at this current moment in time. So There you go.